Have a great moment, everyone. Welcome to the Academia Gonzaga, and this is still Mentor Noy. And we are now in the topic technical writing. Our video is entitled Persuasive Technical Communication Points. Now, as you have heard it, it is persuasive technical writing. Let us first clear some of the common myths and produce the facts so that it will be corrected. How to start a letter? It is always wrong to start, it is always not correct to start the letter with thank you when replying. Reality is, start with whatever is effective and necessary, not necessarily thank you. Thank you for the time you have, thank you for reading, because in the first place, it does not make sense. The fact that the person you have written the letter pick up your letter and read it, it's already something that your letter is really useful or your letter is really sensibly reaching the correct hands. The rationale? An effective letter gets the point in the first sentence, whether it is good news or bad news. Why waste the most precious line of your letter with thank you, which is very often is not sincere? Well, many of us are saying thank you for formality, but not for sincerity. Starting with thank you makes sense only if you are really sincere in saying thank you to your reader, thank you to your receiver. So, a point in technical writing applies here, which is the first and the second paragraph should always be where the meat should be read, because technical readers do not finish the whole article or the whole letter. They only read the first and the second paragraphs. So if you want to relay something to technical people, beef it up in the first and second paragraph, because the third, the fourth, and the fifth, the succeeding paragraphs are not being read anymore, and they are usually wasted ink, and they might not just have a register on the technical receiver. Now, what kind of language should be used in a persuasive technical communication? Well, it is a myth that you must use always formal language. The reality is, plain, simple, everyday language is better. Now, I want to stress this out. Many people think that persuasive technical communication or technical communication per se is a battle of jargon, is a battle of technical language, is a battle of professional language. The reality is, the more you use those languages, the more you become ignorant. The more you become senseless, because it's only you and the people in your field who can understand that one. But a person who can legibly and sensibly present facts and figures in using simple language, they are the true technically oriented people. Remember, it is easier to make easy things hard, but harder to make hard things easy. So when people talk about hard things, that is because they have problems with simplifying something. But when people talk very simple, that means they have logical and intellectual minds to really translate hard facts into simple bits and pieces. Okay. Next here. Is letter different from email, faxes, or memos? Well, myth. Letters are different from emails, faxes, and memos. That is wrong. Because even the emails, the faxes, the memos, the text messages, they are also letters. They might be short, but they are letters. The reality is, they are all of the same thing and same correspondence. That's why we should be respectful. We should be formal when we are doing emails, when we are doing faxes, when we are doing memos, when we are doing text messages. It's not an excuse to say that I can be formal with formal written letters, but I can be social and, shall we say, informal when I am doing texting. Well, often we misled ourselves into saying that social media is an informal system, but what we are neglecting here is that social media is an informal system used by formal people. So whatever we communicate, how we communicate, the way we formulate and lay out our communicative outputs reflects us as a communicator. So it's still good to be formal or to be civilized when using emails, faxes, memos, and text messages or messenger messaging in a way that we will respect it the way we are being respected when we do formal letters. Now, here, I want to tackle something which may be very, very useful to purposive technical communicators like you and me. And maybe if you're not using it now, you can still use it in the future. A persuasive letter is a letter that expresses clear message and aims to convince or influence the targeted people or population to the ideas and points expressed, of which it should be reflected in a letter with all parts related and supporting each other. Meaning, a persuasive letter is still a technical communication, so you have to follow the rules of technical letter writing. The correct layouts, the white spaces, the use of common and simple words. Okay, this is still applicable in persuasive letter writing. Now, here are 5 steps to short persuasive letters effectivity. Step 1, start with the headline. When you write a letter, okay, you can specify a headline there. It tells your reader instantly what your correspondence is all about. So you might say, it is very awkward that your letter has a headline. Not in technical persuasive communication. If you will have a very long paragraph there, you can always put a headline. The headline might be part of the paragraph in bold letters, or it can be on top of the paragraph or top of the related paragraph which the headline discusses. Step number 2, make your point in the first paragraph, maybe first and second paragraph. Don't bury it towards the end. Your reader may not get that far. Remember, persuasive technical communication or persuasive letter is not a love letter. In love letters, of course, you reserve the best for last. That is in social letter writing. But in persuasive letters, if you have 4 paragraphs, the first should be the most powerful because your reader might only read the first and the second paragraph. So saving the best for last is a way for persuasive letters to be garbage or to fail. Step number 3, the body must support your point, meaning your first and second paragraph should be the discussion of the third, the fourth, and the fifth paragraph. Meaning, what is mentioned in the first and the second paragraph is the conclusion of the third, the fourth, and the fifth paragraph. It's very absurd that you will do a persuasive letter of which the first, the second, the third, and the fourth paragraph, maybe, and the rest of the paragraphs do not really connect with each other, is not related to each other, and in a way, alien to each other. If you have a letter like this, when the technical reader will in the first place have a sense or will feel that it's going towards the direction, they will not finish your letter anymore. Step number 4, use short, punchy sentences. I have been emphasizing this since the start of our lecture. Do not use compound and complex sentences. Do not use too many, what do you call this? Too many clauses. Okay? Indirect or direct clauses. It's better to have one simple sentence following each other, more periods, less commas. So simple, short sentences are better than compound and complex sentences. Meaning, if you can tailor down your sentences to 7 to 12 words, it would be better than having a sentence with 15 to 30 words in it. That sentence alone is already creating dangling ideas which the readers, busy as they are, do not have time for that. Excuse me. Step number 5. Okay? Step number 5 is use a clean, airy layout. Okay. This has been a difference between technical and common letter writing. Because in common letter writing, the more words you use, the more space you consume, the better it is for the reader. But in technical writing, especially in persuasive writing, wherein you are trying to persuade a person, you are trying to win a person, use clean, airy layouts with white spaces because you do not want to stress out your reader. You want them to relax, you don't want to tire their eyes, so use a very good layout. Now, all I want to emphasize when we are doing persuasive letter writing or persuasive communication is, let us not stay away from the points that we are driving. The point that we are driving here is when we persuade, we want people to change their ideas, to improve their ideas, to look at in our direction. In a way, we want them to view things the way we look at it because of the primary reason that we know that what we are implementing is correct or is sensible. So if you, as a persuasive communicator, knew that what you are implementing is wrong, is dishonest, is not proven, or is something that is fallacy-based, do not persuade anymore because in the first place, that is already fooling your readers, fooling your technical recipients. So first and foremost, a technical communicator, a persuasive communicator should always know that what they are persuading the readers to read is actually factual and logical. Secondly, the change that you want to implement should be structured with system and organization. When your reader will see that what you are presenting is logically arranged, organizationally excellent, systematically proven, and it has points that cluttered in all its ways connecting each other, it will not be very hard for your reader, for your technical recipient to accept the persuasion that you will implement. Now, persuasive technical communication can range from samples like excuse letters, or shall we say permission letters, or shall we say proposals for project, or shall we say requisition for something in a department. When you do these letters, oftentimes you are at a level wherein you have to prove to your boss, to your superior, that what you are trying to bring onto their table is something that is more important than what is basically there now, or something that is existing already. So you persuade them to believe that there is actually an avenue to change, an avenue to improve, an avenue to consider better things. This is what a persuasive technical communication means. I hope that you have inculcated into your mind that when you make persuasive communication, you are not there because you are the professional and the jargonal person. You communicate in persuasive communication using simple terms. If you become powerful using simple terms, that power is true. But if you are only powerful as a persuasive communicator because of the technical terms that you are using, the jargons that you are using, that is actually cowardice. And you are just hiding under those words to really omit the belief that you are ignorant even if you really are. So again, persuasive technical communication uses simple words. And words used simply but correctly will be very powerful technical communication. So the next time that you'll be writing to your teachers, writing to your boss, writing to your supervisors, writing to your project managers, writing to your administrators, do not impress them by using highfalutin technical words. Use simple words, and remember what is important is your purpose of writing that letter is very clear, very enunciated, and very much visible and can be understood because you use simple languages. I hope and pray that you have understood or you have picked up something from this discussion about technical communication, especially in purposive letter writing. Well, this is still Academia Gonzaga, and this is Mentor Noy, and I hope you have enjoyed our discussion for this moment. Tune up again next time in the next topics that will be opened here in the Academia Gonzaga learning system. I hope and pray that you are not getting bored, but on the contrary, you are getting much more intelligent and street smarted. May it be that our simple way of communicating education inspire you to learn more.